Hello, everyone, and welcome to Who Ate It First. I'm Ken Runquist.
And I'm Logan Runquist.
This is episode 30.
Is it really?
Including our trailer, yes.
We'll count it. Sure. It's a published work.
So, if you want to include the trailer, this is actually our 30th recorded
piece of media
for this podcast.
I'm counting it. Hey, episode 30.
Also, Spotify did a 2023 Wrapped for podcasters, which is kind of fun.
That's fun.
And
did we do good?
Probably not.
Oh.
But I'm loading it.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we should explain what this is for in case somebody doesn't know.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. 2023 Wrapped is just basically Spotify sharing your listener data back to you and representing like how much you listen to, what you listen to, your favorite songs, your favorite artists, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Just to kind of a look back on everything that you listened to during 2023. 2023, people were really, really feeling what you do.
Okay.
Ready? Let's take it from the top. Our top episode was A Pineapple Dream, The Birth of Dole Whip.
Hey!
Which I can't say a surprise. It also was like a huge hit on our social media.
It really was. I love that everybody loves Dole Whip as much as I do.
They got several thousand listens. Or not listens. I'm in podcasting mode. That got several thousand views.
It did. Yeah. Plays and like full view.
Yeah. It was streamed 78% more than our average episode.
Okay, so it sounds like I need to dip into the Disney cookbook more often.
Should we pivot into Disney food?
Don't even get me started. I could plug another podcast here really quick. He'll never hear from us. But if we somehow ever cross paths, but our friends that we love over at Watcher Entertainment, they do a podcast called For Your Amusement. Thank you. And it is exclusively a deep dive into Disney park rides. And it is fascinating. On one of the most recent episodes, they just had the guy over from Defunct Land over, which is another big Disney podcast, which I'm sure you don't care. But they're amazing. So what if we cross paths? What if we did like a Disney food episode and we were friends with Ryan?
That'd be cool. I think we probably have to grow our podcast a little more before that happens.
Yeah. That's the goal. The goal is to somehow partner with Ryan or Ryan and Shane, and it would be great.
75% of our listeners discovered us in 2023, which our podcast has mostly only existed for 2023. So, hey, I mean, that's a stat.
Oh, true. I mean, we started in October of 2022.
Yeah.
So I guess the math is mathing.
But hey, to everybody that started listening to our podcast, hello. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. And we love you.
And we hope you've been enjoying our episodes. United States was our top country. Our listeners have good taste, obviously. So what else are they into? Oh, okay. This is interesting.
You can see a breakdown of what other listeners listen to.
Yeah. So our listeners' top genres are comedy, religion and spirituality, and true crime.
Okay. Those are three of like the biggest.
Their top genres. Music genres is pop, rap, contemporary country. This is fun.
Really random how you can see this whole breakdown.
Your listeners definitely told their friends about you. Well, that's what we've been asking them to do every episode. So
thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.
Seems like that's been working. 67% was shared via a direct link and 33% via Instagram.
Slay. Thanks for using our Instagram. I appreciate that.
We now have a TikTok, by the way. We did actually make a TikTok.
You guys, we did it. It was hard work. But we did it. We're on TikTok now. We're on the TikTok. We've got like 4 or 5 posted. We're working on it. It's kind of fun. It's honestly a little stressful. It moves so much faster than Instagram. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Our most shared episode was the eggnog episode.
Nice.
this goes on for a while. Our podcast rating was 5 out of 5 stars.
Thank you.
5.0.
Thank you.
I think we've had 3 reviews.
You know what?
So,
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
A shout out to our biggest fans. Who are our biggest fans?
You can see that?
I'm a top 10 or sorry, it's all about me now. Yeah, who's this other person over here? This is a podcast by Ken Runquist and Ken Runquist.
I'm sorry. What? Excuse me. Excuse me.
You're a top 10 podcast for 9 fans.
Oh.
You're a top 5 podcast for 8 fans.
Okay.
And drum roll, please.
It's not really.
You're the number 1 podcast for 5 fans again. I bet I can guess who those 5 fans are.
You, me, your mother, my mother.
And your dad.
My dad. Thank you, honey. That was very informative.
So there you go. That is our 2023 Spotify Wrapped.
Because that's all that everyone is talking about these days. It's so funny because we listen to Apple Music and they have only just now come out with a similar thing, which is very funny.
Yeah. I don't think we should tell our podcasting platform that we use Apple Music.
Sorry.
I mean, we love you, Spotify.
We do love you, Spotify.
It's fantastic. We just already had Apple Music and are too lazy to switch over to Spotify.
I mean, I have it technically. I have it because there's some other podcasts that I like that you can't get on Apple.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I listen to all my music and stuff. Well, most of it. That's not true. I stream some pretty dope playlists, like the Y'all Out Boy playlist, which is all what the cover band Y'all Out Boy will cover in their shows. And it's a great playlist.
It has been pretty funny, our friends sharing their Spotify 2023 Wrap, though. And they do this every year around the end of the year.
Yeah, it's been getting more and more popular.
Yeah, people seem to actually really like it.
Really like it.
And like sharing it and what they listen to. So it's a popular thing. I didn't know they do this for podcasts. I literally just opened this up and it was right there. So
happy Christmas.
there you go. Impromptu. But yeah, that's kind of fun. I enjoyed that.
Well, thank you, honey.
Yeah, that's cool. So anyway.
Well, happy December.
Happy December.
Hi, it's December.
I am happy to announce that I am now employed. Oh. I think I mentioned that.
Did you ever say you were unemployed?
Yeah, I believe I mentioned that an episode or 2 ago. Okay. I am now employed.
Yay!
Starting, well, actually, though, have been my second day at working again.
Yeah, when you're listening to this, his first day would have been Monday.
Yeah, while you're listening to this,
You're probably working away.
Yeah, really excited about working again. Have been unemployed for 6 months now. By choice. I wasn't let go. I took a severance package and have just been enjoying some time off while job hunting. But I am ready to get back to it. Woo-hoo. And kind of good timing because we're going to be wrapping up our season 2 pretty soon. We'll be able to get that wrapped up and focus on work and then continue figuring out what we want to do for season 3.
Can you remind us how many episodes we have left until the end?
This is our penultimate episode.
Thank you, honey.
So we have one more after this.
And how long of a break are we taking?
We were going to start again April 2nd.
April 2nd?
Yeah, so season 3 is currently slated to begin April 2nd.
Which sounds like a joke because the day before is April Fool's. It's not a joke, though.
That's why it's on April 2nd.
It's for realsies. It's on April 2nd.
No jokes on April 2nd. It's very serious.
It's the most serious day, like ever.
The day after April Fool's, there's no jokes allowed.
There's no laughter. There's no joy.
There's none.
There's just...
That episode is going to be the most serious episode we've ever crafted. It'll be perfectly monotone. We will not make one joke. I will go through my entire spiel.
Who says it's your episode?
Or you.
What if it's my episode?
Well, you're going to finish off the season, so I kind of just assumed that I'd be starting it off.
Well, that's just a big assumption. What if I want it?
And you can go ahead.
Okay. Maybe I don't.
One of us will be going through their entire spiel, sans jokes, while the other person just goes, that's interesting.
That's crazy, bro.
I have enjoyed that commentary that you have said.
Wow.
I like it very much.
So insightful.
So insightful.
I don't know if anybody would want to listen to us.
Probably
Maybe we
not.
should make it sound more interesting.
Well,
so
the second
people come
episode, be
back.
like, whoa, what? That's insane.
We were so boring last
Oh my
week.
God.
Ah.
Dad joke, funny joke, joke that goes wherever your head because nobody gets my jokes.
That's not true, honey. I get your jokes.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, there you go. There's our 2023 wrapped plus weird bonus content. I'm going to get into our episode now.
Please do.
So this episode, I have gone from the top of the mountain of extreme complexity and lengthy cooking of my cubanos
Oh, yes.
and have toned it down quite a bit.
Congratulations.
So this episode is going to be covering carne asada,
Yum.
which is grilled meats.
Thank you.
In case you did not know that.
Thank you. I did know actually what that was.
It is grilled and sliced beef, usually skirt steaks, flap steaks, or flank steaks. Though really, it doesn't matter. It's usually a thin steak that is used for carne asada. The history is actually fairly light on carne asada. So the Mexican tradition of carne asada as a dish stems from the 16th century when the Spanish Jesuit colonizers settled in northern and northeastern Mexico, developing the cattle industry and making beef a mainstay of the local diet.
Moo.
It was in the early 20th century when asadas first started smoking in American backyards and parks. So basically, when immigrants from Mexico started to come to the U.S. in the 1900s, they also brought along their love of grilled carne asada. Yeah, and that's it. When the cattle industry was starting to get developed in Mexico, that introduced beef into their diet, and carne asada just sort of naturally came out of that with beef as well as a lot of Mexican spices and things like that. So I actually am not going to talk much about the history of carne asada as a dish, but I did want to talk about carne asada, the event of carne asada. Because very much like our American barbecues, carne asada is very much an event that brings together lots of families and just communities and things like that.
Oh.
People will grill out a lot of carne asada and invite family and friends over to celebrate or just have a good time, just like an American barbecue. I found an article that I really liked that was written by Kate Headings, and she featured the cookbook author Bricia Lopez. In this article, Lopez talks about how carne asada was more than just grilled meats, but it is a social occasion. So yeah, Lopez talks a lot about how carne asada is a social event. And I found it really interesting because the recipe that we're using is once again from that Latinismo book. And she also talks about this as well in the write-up of her book. She talks about how every Sunday at her grandmother's house, she would throw a big party and it would always feature carne asada. Most of the time, there was an open invitation to anyone around the area that wanted to come over to her house. Anybody.
Nice.
So you would oftentimes have artists, priests, philosophers, diplomats, and politicians all coming over and mingling with each other and interacting together as a community. The grill was lit early, so it was red hot by lunchtime.
Red hot.
Her grandmother would put out fresh tortillas, guacamole, salsas, salads, and various other side dishes, alongside mounds and mounds of grilled meat.
Sounds like a party.
It was, yeah. This was every Sunday. They
That's
would
a
do carne asadas.
That is a lot every single Sunday.
So yeah, I thought that was really interesting from two different people that I didn't know that carne asada was more than just grilled meat.
Mm-hmm.
It actually is very much a community event when you make carne asada.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's meant to be a social gathering where people can just enjoy the grilled meats together.
I love that. So would somebody say, like we would say, come over, we're having a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, come over, we're having a carne asada?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that worked, like grammatically.
Yeah, so very similar thing.
That's awesome. My grandma used to have big Sunday dinners, and she would invite like the whole family, which was a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be so many people that they'd be eating like down the porch steps, on the porch, off the porch, down the steps, on the grass, inside, outside, on the
Yeah.
bed, on the floor.
Yeah. I think this
So
was...
that sounds very similar.
Yeah, it was the same thing. I believe Bracia Lopez mentions that they would always just eat outside on their table or just anywhere in the yard and talk and eat carne asada. So that is actually all I have in terms of history. Basically, yeah, just grilled meat was a thing when beef was introduced to the diet, and it sort of took on this other form as a social gathering and a social event.
Cool.
Which I thought was kind of cool. So, talking about the recipe that we're making, like I mentioned, we are using the Latinismo book by Sandra Gutierrez again.
Thank you, Sandra.
And thank you to our special fan, one of our top fans, probably.
Thank you to one
for
of our
sending us
top
the book.
5.
So in this recipe, this serves 4 to 6 people, and the cook time is pretty fast, only 30 to 40 minutes. You'll need 2 pounds of top cap sirloin steaks sliced into 1/2-inch steaks, half a cup of fresh or bottled sour orange juice, or a combination of half lemon and half orange juices, 2 tablespoons of adobo para carnes asadas, which I will mention what that is in a second, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 1/4 cups of sliced white onions, and 2 bay leaves. So the adobo para carnes asadas is also a dry rub.
Got it.
So the dry rub, and
The book is
the book is squeaking. See if that stays it or not. So this recipe makes about 1/2 cup worth of dry rub. I actually am planning to cut this in half because I only need 2 tablespoons of it. But I'll give you the full recipe here.
Okay.
You need 2 tablespoons of fine sea salt, 2 tablespoons of ground cumin, 1 tablespoon of ground ancho chile powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper, and you just put that all in a bowl or a jar, whatever, to mix it.
Or your hands. You can just put it straight in your hand.
Or just put it straight in your hands. Just to mix it all together. And then, yeah, you'll just need 2 tablespoons of that mixture. All right, so to actually make the carne asada, we are going to place the meat in a bowl and sprinkle with the sour orange juice.
Why are we sprinkling it?
I don't know.
Okay.
We will rub with the spice mixture and the oil until all the pieces are coated. Then we will add the onions and the bay leaves and let marinate at room temperature for 30 minutes or in the fridge for up to 4 hours. Then we'll heat an indoor grill pan or a skillet over medium-high heat. Cook the steak for 2 to 3 minutes on each side for medium rare, and add an extra minute per side for however well done you want it. And then you can allow it to rest for 5 minutes before slicing it thinly against the grain. And that's it. So we're going to go and make this. All right, we're back. We have grilled meats.
We have grilled meats.
We also tried to make this a little bit of our own event. So we got some homemade, well, not homemade, but
H-E-B
grocery store
made.
HEB made tortillas.
Well, they have a tortilleria, so
They do.
like pretty much homemade.
Yeah. So yeah, we have some like fresh tortillas. We got some tortilla chips, some guac, some salsa.
They're all HEB brands, so HEB, please sponsor us.
Yeah, everything was HEB brand. One thing we did not get that Brescia Lopez said it is not an asada without beer and is a big fan of michelada, which is a drink made with cold beer, lime juice, hot sauce, Worcestershire, and spices.
Worcestershire.
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 Worcestershire. It's Worcestershire sauce.
W sauce.
W. It's W sauce and spices. And I did find a pre-made mix of this, but it didn't look that great. And the point of this episode was not to make michelada. So I decided to forego that. So we did not actually do that, but we did bring a lot of other stuff along with our journey into Carne Asada. Mm-hmm. And it was good.
It was.
I thought it was very, very tasty.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, hard to really mess up grilled meat,
Yeah.
but it's possible.
Yeah, it is. I did overcook it a little bit, but it's still good.
It was still good.
I did not do this inside on a skillet. I did actually use my grill outside because I just wanted to use it.
Because it's manly to grill meat on a grill.
But yeah, it was good. I think this was delicious. Really, really easy to make. The dry rub was very tasty. Yeah, I honestly don't have any complaints. It was good. I highly recommend people make this one because it's super, super easy.
Easy, good. What do you rate it?
10 out of 10 for sure. 10 tens.
10 tens. I also rate it 10 out of 10. Or even 11 out of 10. It was so good. Something about the tortillas too. We got HEB's butter tortillas. Though Kendall slapped them on the grill, so they got kind of charred a little bit. And they slapped so hard. They were so good. And HEB's spicy guac and their spicy salsa rojo.
Mm-hmm. And we also got their chili lime tortilla chips.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, their chili lime tortilla chips, that's kind of a given. I mean, you can get their regular salted.
Their regular are really good too.
But I mean, their chili lime are so good. But it was interesting because I thought there was lime juice in the carne asada, but it was the citrus from the orange, I guess, because you didn't have lemon.
No.
So, because your recipe said like you could either do half and half or just orange juice.
Yeah. Well, sour orange juice, but I actually only used normal orange juice. I did not buy sour orange juice. It
was like 50% less sweet orange juice. Yeah, that was the kind that we got. 50% less sugar, I guess. It was so good. The citrus, it really tasted like lime. That was crazy. It didn't taste orangey. It tasted like lime. It was...
Yeah, it was really good.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
And this recipe is very easy to ramp up too if you have more people coming. So I very easily see why this is a popular thing to make for a lot of people because it's really easy to just slap another steak on the grill right after you've let it marinate for 30 minutes.
Just slap it right on there.
Yeah, then just slap that baby on there.
Slap it.
Get it grilling.
Slap it real good.
So yeah, highly recommend this.
We should make this for a party.
Yeah, if anybody else is throwing parties, definitely consider making it a carne asada.
Woo!
So that's it. I think all I had. It was a quick episode. Sorry I didn't have a lot of history on this. Couldn't find a lot of history, but I did think the social gathering stuff was really interesting. And I did want to share that. And just wanted to do a nice, simple episode after my craziness with the cubanos. So...
No, it's good timing because with the holidays, people are going to be gathering together. And I know, depending on where you live, it might or might not still be grilling weather in December. But in Texas, it's still grilling weather.
It's always grilling weather.
It's always grilling weather. Ours is kind of under a cover on our patio. So really, we could be grilling in the rain, in the snow. We could be grilling at any time.
We could.
It was even really dark out when we grilled, and I had a ring light, and you could still see. So we can grill in the nighttime, in the daytime. Anytime is grilling time. Put that on a t-shirt.
All right. Well, I think it's going to wrap it up for us. So if you like our episode and want to support us, then please be sure to leave a review, and you can also share our podcast episode with your friends and family. We're also posting our content on social media. So if you'd like to see the carne asada or any other dishes that we've made, be sure to follow our Instagram as well as our TikTok now.
At Who Ate It First.
At Who Ate It First for both of those. Mm-hmm. And if you have any comments or want to share any thoughts about our current season or our upcoming season, we do have an email that you can reach out to us, and it is whoateitfirst@gmail.com.
If you're just dying to tell us what you want us to cover, drop us a line.
But yeah, the best way that you can support us by far is just by leaving reviews as well as sharing the podcast with whoever you want. So I think that'll wrap it up for this episode.
Yay.
So this has been Who Ate It First. My name is Ken Runquist.
And I'm Logan Runquist.
And it has been delicious. I'm bringing it back, baby.
I was going to say, we haven't done that in a while. Bye.